Hi there, thanks so much for coming to make a Jalousie beanie with me today. Hopefully you already have all your supplies gathered. If not, you're going to need 2 different colors of number 4 worsted weight yarn, an eye or 5.5mm crochet hook. Now I have the loosest crochet tension on the planet, so check your gauge. You may need to size up a crochet hook or two. Some scissors, darning needle, and stitch markers, and without further ado, let's just get started and dive right in. So starting with my main color, I'm going to start my band. I'm making the tween size, so I will be chaining 8. Single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and single crochet in all of those remaining chains. So this will make for a 7 stitch count band, and then however many rows is determined by the size you're making. I'm making the tween, so I'll do 60 rows. So in your second row, you're going to do a single crochet in that first stitch, but your in between stitches until you get to the end will all be single crochet back loop only. And then when you get to your last stitch, that will be a full single crochet. Chain 1, and you will turn and repeat the process. And you will do this until you have enough rows that match the stitch count of the size of beanie that you're making. It will start to take shape and make a ridged hat band. So finish the amount of rows that you need according to the size that you are making, and then I will meet you back here and we will seam them up and get started on the body of the beanie. Okay, my band is complete. I've got my 60 rows for a tween: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60. So now it's time to seam up your band. So match your 2 ends together, and you should have 7 slip stitches across. Just insert your hook in that first stitch. First stitch over here. Slip stitch together. 2. 3. 4. 5, 6, and 7. Chain 1. There's your inside seam. That one, you want that to stay on the inside. So turn your band. Your seam will be on the inside. Then you are going to single crochet 1 stitch for every row all the way around. That's why we put a single crochet in that end stitch, so it's easier for you to find the holes where you need to make your stitches. So just evenly single crochet however many stitches around the rows you have in your band. For me, it's going to be 60 because I'm making the tween. So you'll want 60 stitches running around the top of your band. So do that. We'll meet back up at the stitch marker. Okay, here I am 60 stitches later, and it's time to slip stitch to join to that first stitch, but it's also time to change colors. So as you slip stitch to join, that's when you'll change colors. You bring in your new color, and pull it through instead of your main color. Just drop your main color, do not cut it, pull it snug. Pull your puff color snug. This is going to be your mini puff round. Okay. So you're going to mini puff into this very first stitch. Personally, I only like 7 loops on my hook as opposed to the 9. I'm not a huge fan of the super puffy puff on this beanie, but everyone has a different preference. If you want to do 9 loops, 11 loops, whatever you like, feel free. So I yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up another loop. Now there's 5 loops on the hook. Yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up another loop, 7 loops on my hook. This is where I like to stop my puff. Yarn over, pull through all 7 loops. This is the puff stitch right here. Then you're going to chain 1. You're going to skip this next stitch and you're going to puff in the next one. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through. There's your puff stitch. There's your chain 1, and you're going to skip this stitch. And when I puff stitch, I count in my head 1, 2, 3 instead of 7 loops on the hook. I go 1, 2, 3, pull through, chain. 1, 2, 3, pull through, chain 1. Skip. 1, 2, 3, pull through, chain 1. Everyone has different little tips and tricks and how they count in their head. That's just personally how I do it. 1, 2, 3. I do the same thing when I make foundation half double crochet. So whatever helps you, as long as it's correct and you have the correct number of stitches when you're finished, that's all that matters. So finish your puff round and we'll meet back up at the stitch marker and then we will start our double crochet, triple crochet round. Okay, I made it back to my stitch marker. I'm finished with my mini puff round. So you can see there my last puff stitch. There's my last chain. There's a skipped stitch. That's how it should look when you end. And then slip stitch to join. Pull that snug. Pull your puff color snug. Pull up your dropped main color. Where's the long one? Pull that through. Chain 2. Now, your double crochet, you're going to start with double crochet, you're going to end with triple crochet because you have that skipped stitch right there at the end. So, double crochet is going to go in this very first stitch here, like so. Yeah. Your triple crochet, wrap twice. Your triple crochet goes in this skipped stitch right here. The stitch you skipped when you were making your puffs. Your next double crochet goes right here. It's actually under that first puff stitch. It looks like a skipped stitch, but that's actually, when you pulled through those 7 or 9 loops, that's actually your puff stitch. So you're going to go under all of that. Don't go under just these 2 loops. Go under this. It will make for less holes in your beanie. Then your next triple crochet over here again in your skipped stitch that's between the puffs. Whoops. Let's try that again. Double crochet, triple crochet in the skipped stitch. Double crochet up underneath that puff stitch. Just do this all the way around. And those are your 2 round repeats. So you can see how it starts to look like there's an X in between the puff. And when I did my first one, this looked like little stained glass windows to me. So I know a Jalousie is a glass blind, but that was just the name that stuck with me, so that was the name of the beanie. Anyway, finish your double triple crochet round, then do a mini puff round, double crochet, triple. Repeat that as many times as you need till the beanie is the height that you prefer. If you want a fitted beanie, slouchy beanie, just measure your crown to your eyebrow, and that's how much height you will need before you start your decrease. And I will meet you back up here whenever it is time to decrease. Okay, so my beanie is as tall as I want it to be before I start decreasing. I think this measures about 8 to 9 inches, and I'm going to make it a slouchy beanie. So I'm on my first round of decrease. You'll always want your first round of decrease to be your puff stitches. So you'll want to pull in your puff color. And the directions tell you to puff stitch, chain and skip, and puff stitch. And then you're still going to skip this next stitch. You're going to puff the next 2 stitches together. So these 2 stitches right here, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now you have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all the bigger I care for my puff to be. Pull through all those loops. Chain, and then you'll repeat that process all the way around. 2 puffs, and then 2 puffs together. Puff, chain, skip, puff, chain, skip, and then puff 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull through there. And that's how you'll do that all the way around. So I'll meet you back up at the stitch marker, and we will decrease on the double crochet, triple crochet round. Okay, so I finished decreasing the puff round. I've got my first double crochet in the first stitch in the next round. And you're going to triple crochet in that skipped stitch between the puffs. So you've got a double crochet, a triple crochet. Now you're going to double crochet, triple crochet 2 together. So this one and this one. And then you will double crochet and triple crochet. And then you will double, triple, 2 together. That. And that's what it'll look like. Double crochet, triple crochet, double, triple, 2 together. Okay, so we have done decrease round 1, decrease round 2. We are now at decrease round 3, and it's going to be the puffs again. So you're going to draw up your puff color. And you're going to create a puff in the first stitch. Chain 1, and you're going to skip 1. And you're going to puff 2 together. And I do mine for 7 loops on the hook. Pull through all, chain. Okay, your next one you're going to skip. This will just be a regular puff. Chain. And then you're going to puff 2 together again, but you're going to skip one. Yarn over, insert your hook and pull up a loop, kind of tall. Yarn over and insert your hook into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, kind of tall. Wrap as many times as you want for as many loops on the hook as you want. I prefer the 7. Next one will be a regular puff. And then the next one will be puff 2 together. And you can see it's starting to close in. It's starting to decrease. We only have one more decrease round after this, so I'll meet you back up at the stitch marker and we'll do the last round decrease. Okay, finished with decrease round 3. We're now on decrease round 4. It's going to be double crochet, triple crochet, 2 together. So you can cut your puff color, you're done with that, and draw up your main color. And I'll weave these in, but I also like to tie a surgical knot just for good measure before I ever weave ends later. You are going to double crochet, triple crochet, 2 together. You'll do this all the way around. So you will double crochet, triple crochet, insert your hook in that hole. You don't have to go into the stitch. Oops, forgot we're not making a double crochet, we're doing 2 together. To your skipped stitch. You'll do this all the way around. Seam or slip stitch to join when you get to the end. You can fasten off and then you can cinch up your hole and then you can add your pom and you'll be finished. Okay, so I have my final round of decrease done on my hat. Now all I need to do is thread a darning needle, cinch up my hole, and then I can add a pom. And I just want to share with you, my favorite way to add poms is with these toggles. This will go on the inside of the hat. Once you draw, you can draw your elastic loop through the hat, through the toggle. If you buy these big fluffy poms elsewhere that have the snaps on them, you can run yarn underneath the snap and then you can pull that through the top of the hat, and then from the inside of the hat you can just pull this through your toggle and then voila, you can cinch it up nice and tight, and it makes it much easier to remove later for washing. And for those of you who sell at markets, this makes a quick, easy way to add poms if you do a little pom bar with your pre-made hats. So I hope that helps everybody, and I hope that the tutorial helped you as it was my first one, and hopefully they'll only get better from here. So thanks so much for purchasing the pattern, and thanks so much for making my beanie. I hope you have a great day.